Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Scotty from Raising Fishes, and I got a problem. Maybe y'all have the same problem. So what do you do when you have planted tanks, more planted tanks? You can't see the ones behind you or the ones here maybe. But what do you do when you've got pretty heavily planted tanks and you need to move a fish? Man, I'm telling you, it is difficult, and especially like this tank here, my 75 gallon. I got these loaches right here, these big old loaches. I got 3 of them. Well, I want to take one of those loaches and I want to put them out in my 125 in the living room. I already got one loach out there, and then there's 3 of them in here. But every time I try to go in there with a net, these guys just dart, this way, that way, and they just don't want to be caught. And I don't want to destroy the tank just to get them out. So I'm kind of stuck in a quandary. And then my 29 gallon, which is behind the camera, you can't see it. So it is really heavily planted. And just recently, a friend of mine that I met on Facebook, he lives in another city, but I've donated plants to him and gave him some fish and stuff like that. Well, just recently he came over. I messaged him on Facebook and said, hey, would you like some jungle bell? Because mine has just overgrown this tank. And if I have a picture of it, I'll flash it up on the screen the way it was. Well, now, the whole front of the tank was jungle bell growing up, and it started from the back and worked its way all the way around, and it was just covering the whole tank. Well, in that tank, I want to move a Siamese algae eater. So I have 3 of them in there, and I want to move one of them out to my 125 as well. And oh yeah, my plecos that are in there, I put 2 of them in there, and there's also a Hillstream loach in there. But they surprised me here a few days back, and they made babies. So I got baby bristlenose plecos. So I really need to get a lot of those babies out, because I don't need a 29 gallon tank with 10,000 doggone baby plecos. Of course, there's not that many, but you get the point. They make a lot of babies. So I got to do something with that. But once again, it's a heavily planted tank, very difficult to maneuver around in there with a net, even with a small net. It's difficult. I did manage to get a couple of them out. I have a shrimp net here that I use. I was able to trap them up against the glass and get them to come out. So I got 2 of them, but there's several more that I need to get out. And another thing I found out is, evidently, because that tank was so heavily planted, you just can't see very far into the tank, that my plecos have spawned more than once, because I see baby plecos that are this big and then baby plecos that are this big. It's either they spawned once and some of them growed super fast, or they've spawned a couple times and I just didn't realize it. Because like I say, this tank is just so heavily planted. So if you have any tips to help me without destroying a tank, I'm more than welcome to them. I have tried sticking a net in the tank and just let it sit there until the fish that I'm looking for swims in it or near it, and then kind of snap them out real quick. That's worked on some occasions, but with other fish that I moved. But right now, especially these loaches, they're pretty smart and they know a net is not what they want to be near, so they stay away from it. So anyway, folks, I have a problem with these heavily planted tanks. I thought I'd never say I had a problem with a planted tank before in my life, but now I do. And now I got to figure out how to do what I need to do. So if you have any tips, I could drain the tanks down, but then all the plants that are so tall, they just fold down in there, and then it makes it even harder. So yeah, there's there's a challenge that I'm trying to figure out. So if you have, like I say, if you have any tips, let me know. Let me know what you think. Maybe a possible way I can do it. It just a little bit of a struggle right now, trying to move a couple of fish around that I need to move, and I don't want to destroy a tank just to do it. So anyway, folks, that's my thought for today. Any help or suggestions that you have, I'm more than willing to them. So leave a comment, like, share this thing. Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.